Are you tired of waiting for that big promotion? Stop wasting your time and grab this title instead. Let's go. In the coming years, you and your business will have to face more change than ever before. Hi, Nadia Zhiksimbayeva is here from Chief Reinvention Officer, the place to be if you want to reinvent yourself, reinvent your business and the world around you. Today's subject of our conversation was inspired by a number of questions I got from some of my audience members who work in big corporations and are waiting and a bit tired of getting closer to that big next promotion. And the question they had for me is, how can I get promoted? So I went on Google and searched that very question. How do I get promoted? And imagine what? I got 287 million hits. This is a hot topic. Everyone is searching how to get promoted. And this is my answer to you. Stop this nonsense. So what do I mean by that? Recent research by LinkedIn, who has access to about 500 million profiles of professions, showed that the reality is such that you will change your companies more often than you anticipate. It used to be in the 20th century when I was born and grew up, and most likely you were as well. The assumption was that you graduate from college, you get inside a company, and you get promoted, staying in that company your entire career. That is no longer the case. Actually, this particular study was looking at people who graduated all the way through 2010 and what happened to them in the following 5 years after graduation. And here's the findings. The average number of companies, those graduates who got out of college in 2010, have changed in the first 5 years after graduation is 3. Imagine that. They were at companies less than 2 years. So the idea that you will get your promotion, your next big jump, your next big shift, your next big opportunity within the same company is simply outdated. What are you to do then instead? I have 3 ideas for you. 3 mental adjustments that can really help you rethink the way you relate to your job, to your career, and to your company. Number 1, stop thinking that you are working for a company and instead start thinking that the company is working for you. You are there to get experience. You are there to become a stronger and more useful person, a more impactful person, a more creative person, a more reinventive person. The person who can do better for the work. So it's not what is that you can offer to the company. That is an important question, but equally important is, what can the company offer to you? Stop thinking that you're working for the company and start thinking, how can the company do something for you and what can the company do for you? Number 2, stop thinking of your job or career as a once-in-a-lifetime decision. Again, in the 20th century, for centuries and centuries before that, at the time when we grew up and our parents grew up, the idea was that you get out of university with a decision made, who you are, who you will be your entire life, a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, and that's your lane, and you stay in that lane your entire life. That's no longer the case. So stop breaking your head and breaking your mind choosing a lifetime career. Instead, choose something for one sprint. Whatever the sprint is for you, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. I look back and I see that I've changed my career about every 5 to 7 years. So whatever the sprint is for you, stop pushing that pressure on top of your poor heart and mind. Choose for a sprint and give yourself a permission to choose something new in the following sprint. So that's number 2. Stop thinking in terms of a lifetime decision and start thinking about a sprint of 3 to 5 years. And finally, number 3, stop waiting for somebody to give you a title. Instead, grab the title that suits you. And this is the title I offer you, Chief Reinvention Officer. In a world where you are expected to change about 11 to 15 jobs in a life, and somewhere between 3 and 7 careers. The real skill and the real title you need is not a job title that somebody gives to you, but a vocation, a skill, a habit, a mindset of a reinventor, somebody who is a chief reinvention officer of your own life. You don't need for anyone permission. You don't need to wait for it. You don't need to ask for it. You don't need anyone's permission to give that title to yourself. Grab that title today. Start developing your reinvention skills. Start growing your resilience, your agility, your adaptability, so that not only you can survive a recession, survive a disruption, survive a change in your company, but you can actually turn that disruption into biggest opportunity of your lifetime. And that's my suggestion to you. Those 3 simple adjustments will make sure that you are no longer a victim waiting for somebody to give you a promotion. You no longer depend on anyone else. You are grabbing bull by the horn and driving your life and career forward. And with that, doing much better for the world as well. We prepared some resources that can help you with that task. And number 1 resource I want to give you is 101 free reinvention resources. I'm sure you don't have easy money floating around to waste on reinvention. So we put together a list of 101 apps, downloadables, magazines, videos that are absolutely free, require zero investment on your part. So you can take that title of Chief Reinvention Officer. You can download that free resource right where you watch this video in the show notes. And of course, shoot me a comment about your plans to reinvent yourself, reinvent your business, and reinvent the world around you. Thank you for joining. I'll see you very soon.